Teens all across California are vaping less, according to a new study released by UC San Diego and SDSU. Here to explain why. I love this news. Dr. Eyal Oren, the director of the SDSU School of Public Health. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here. I was just telling you in commercial break, I was having this conversation with my two older boys last night, in particular about vaping. And it's good to hear that with the study that's coming in, it's less actually.
Yeah, we've seen some reductions in vaping over the last few years. In particular, what we looked at was in understanding the effects of local flavored tobacco bans across California on vaping rates. And we saw that in areas where these bans had been enacted, there were reductions in teen vaping use.
Yeah, that was exactly what I was telling them about when they were asking, Mom, why is this like vaping? And I said, well, a lot of these products have been targeted towards kids, like the bubblegum flavors and these, right? That makes it more appealing to them. So the study that happened, how many teens were a part of this? And then how did the study come about?
Yeah, so for any parent who has teens, you may be familiar with something called the CHIC surveys, California Healthy Kid Survey, or you may not, but a lot of kids are asked to take those surveys in 7th, 9th, and 11th grades. And so what we did was we looked at about 3 million kids across California who'd completed these surveys around their use of vaping, tobacco, and so on across a number of years, from 2017 to 2023, and to really try to understand what was happening among kids' use of these products, and in particular across these different areas in California.
So you were saying that in the areas where certain flavors or whatnot were banned, the rates were a little bit lower.
That's correct, and they were lower. Basically, what's happened across California is that different local areas and jurisdictions, so often local cities or towns at different levels, have basically said, well, we're going to ban these flavors, especially knowing that teens are using them. And in those areas, that's not all happening at the same time, but what we can do is set up an analysis where we're trying to understand, as these things happen, how is that related to the actual vaping rates?
I was having this, as we were talking about this with my boys, I was saying that when we lean on substances, when people lean on substances, whether it's vaping, whether it's alcohol, whether it's cigarettes, there's something else that possibly could be going on, that we're using these substances to maybe mask some use. So my question would be, maybe they give up vaping, but are they turning to something else instead?
Yeah, so that's been a really hotly debated topic since day one when we saw different vaping products. And it's a complicated thing to answer, but the good news, at least in our particular study, is that we did not see increases in cigarettes.
Really?
And cigarette smoking. And that was something that we were kind of surprised to see. But again, it seems that there's a lot of power to creating more friction and to adding barriers to access to these kinds of products.
I may take the answer to the next question that I'm about to ask you and cut it and then send it to my boys, and maybe parents, if you're watching, you may want to do the same, because the kids will say, well, vaping, it's safer. So how exactly does vaping affect a teen who is growing?
Okay, that also could be a much longer answer, but essentially the short of it is that we, for one, teens, as you just mentioned, are growing, and we know that brains are developing through at least age 25, probably beyond. In fact, I think I saw recently it's 32 now. So there's certainly effects in terms of brain growth and circuitry, but then there are a whole bunch of other effects that are known at this point. In terms of the lungs, a few years ago we had, teens will not remember this, but the EVALI crisis, where we had acute lung injuries. We have just the smoke exposures, the nicotine and addiction issues. So there's a long list of issues in terms of the heart disease. So again, I don't know that those are the things that speak to a teenager when they're like, well, these are things that happen later. But there's quite a long list of documented effects in terms of the potential harms.
Well, the good news is that at least by cutting out these flavors from what you're seeing that really have been marketed, when I walk by that smell, I'm like, what is that? Because it really smells like candy for some of these.
Every smell, every flavor imaginable.
Yeah. Well, Doctor, we appreciate, Dr. Oren, we appreciate your time. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.